Hi guys, this is an ordering fractions quick revision piece. I filled a lot of it in for you. So if you're new to ordering fractions, this will be really useful too. So keywords, ascending means we're going to start from the biggest number down to the smallest, and descending is the opposite. So we're going to start from the highest to the smallest. So let's begin. We have 3/8, 5/12, 1/4, 7/24. Now, the easiest way to solve these is to get all the denominators the same. And then all we've got to focus on is the numerators. Now, remember, that's our denominator and that's our numerator. So what I've done here, I've found the lowest common multiples of all these numbers, 8, 12, 4, and 24. Now, I knew that 24 was the lowest common multiple because 8 goes into 24, 12 does, and so does 4. So my new denominators were all 24. So how did I get this 9, you ask? Well, I had to times this 8 by 3. And what you do to the bottom fraction, you do to the top. So if I've times that by 3, I times this by 3, which gave me 9. Same again. That's times 2 to get to 24. Times 2 to get to 10. 4 times 6. And that stayed the same. So, ascending order, it's all ready to do now because all you got to do is focus on the numerators at the top. That's it. This is why I like doing lowest common multiples because it's just so much simpler. So, ascending. So, we're going to go with the smallest first. And the smallest first is... Now we're looking at these, remember? So our smallest is 6/24. But we don't write 6/24 because that's just our working out. We're going to put the actual fraction first. So we have 1/4. The next one is 6, 7. So that's going to be 7/24. And the next one is going to be 9, 3/8. And then the final one is going to be 5/12. And there we have it. You've just ordered them in ascending order. So the next one, I found the lowest common multiple, which was 140. I did this by listing all my multiples, or you could use a calculator. Trial and error, really. So we have 98/140, 56/140, 80/140, and 105/140. I did exactly the same as I did up there. I timed them out. What I did to the bottom, I did to the top. Just quickly as an example, because I don't need to go through all of that. I times 10 by 14 to get 140. So I times my 7 by 14 to get 108. And it's the same for all of these. I've done exactly the same. So follow this full one for full understanding. So this one is the same. So we are going the smallest to the biggest. So let's look at our top numbers, which are 98, 56, 80, and 105. So the biggest number... Now we'll start with the smallest number. The smallest number is 56. So it's going to be 2/5. Next one is going to be 4/7. Remember to write the original fraction down, not what our working out. The next one is 7/10. And then finally, our biggest one is 3/4. So yeah, don't get caught out and put your working out because that's not the answer. It's always the original. Same again. So let's put these biggest first. So the biggest one is, if we look here, is going to be 50. So that's going to be 5/6. Going up, the next one is going to be 11/15. Next one is going to be 3/4. And finally, the biggest is going to be 5/6. So that's it, they're ascending. So the opposite way is descending. Nothing's changed. I found a lowest common multiple. This one was super easy. I knew all of those, went into 24. That was a nice, easy one. I didn't have to really do any listing for that one. So let's look at this one. So we're only looking at these, remember, to work it out. But this time, we are going the highest first. So the highest number here is going to be 21, and the actual fraction is 7/8. Next one is 5/6, which is 20. Next one is, and then 2/3. That's it. This one I wasn't sure whether you'd need a calculator because this listing could go on forever because of such small numbers. So I did use a calculator. Whether you're allowed to or not, you'd have to ask your teacher. But that's our new denominator. So let's work it out. So let's go with the biggest first. And the biggest is going to be 175. So that's 5/8. 3/5, a half, 2/7. And then our last one, same again. I didn't really have to do listing for this one or a calculator. I could see that the answer was going to be 60. So let's start from the biggest number, and the biggest number here is 42. So 7/10 first. 3/5. 8/15. And then finally, so there you have it. Some examples of ascending and descending ordering fractions. Enjoy.